So you want to become a music producer. It is damn exciting, that's for sure. But when it comes to a ton of plugins to get your head around, it can seem like a lot. So when I started producing, I downloaded the free version of Ableton and tried to get to know everything within the platform using the tools on their website, and YouTube of course. Although in some YouTube videos they were recommending these expensive plugins, it was way more helpful to get to know the ones within Ableton. Honestly, you don't need expensive gear to make good music. You can make great music by using stock plugins properly. Don't just buy a fancy plugin because someone said so, and especially don't use it if you don't know how to use it properly. So for this example, I'm going to use this delay to make this clave pop. So when learning, focus on one thing at a time rather than learning bits and pieces about all kinds of stuff. That way you will learn the full effects of the plugin and how to bring sounds to life. Not comparing yourself to other artists is easier said than done, especially in the time of social media when they're posting about themselves constantly. Try to use other people's tracks to take inspiration and study them. So hopefully when you finish a track each time, you'll be making significant progress. This one helped me a shitload and will do wonders for your workflow. Build your track out from the last drop, as that has the most elements. I can't emphasize how much easier it is to build a track this way, and just make sure you get that arrangement down before you start playing with the EQ and the compressor. Don't get down that rabbit hole too early on. Because you have all that energy built in the last drop, it is much easier to remove it than try and build it. This will make it easier to make a build up, for example. Tease the listener with a few things, filter them in for suspense. Oh, and bring up the velocity in the first kick for the drop so it hits a lot harder. Using automation is key and will help with your progressions immensely. Panning helps with this a lot. For example, panning a drum fill from one side to the other gives it a ton of movement. You think you have a cool sound, but that will become boring after a few bars, so filtering in it gradually will entice the listener. Also for your drops, use volume automation so you gradually bring the volume down and right back up again at the drops, so it sounds a lot louder and packs more of a punch. Good drums are key for any track, but even if you have a brilliant kick and snare combo, you can't just roll with that for the full 4 or 5 minutes. Get some hats in there and mix it up even further by panning them. You need some balance though, so pan some to the left and some to the right. They will stand out more if they are panned and not competing for space down the middle of the mix. You can learn a great deal from a reference track, and it can give you the inspiration you need for your next big idea. It will teach you about structure, different elements to use in a track, and the more tracks you study, the easier it will be to pick out cool tricks they use for ear candy. Finally, organise your tracks into groups and colour code them. It is so much easier on the eye and saves you a ton of time trying to find stuff. Right click on the channel and select group tracks and select the colour that you wish to use. Simple as that. Thanks very much for watching. Make sure you watch this video next. Have a great week making bangers. See you very soon.